Hi everyone, welcome back to another podcast with
Hey Matt,
how you doing?
sorry, I'm interrupting your spiel. Go on.
That's all right. No, how are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. All
Good,
good.
good. So
Nice
yeah,
sunny
we're back.
day out there.
Yes, yeah, nice spring sunny day
So
indeed.
what subject am I being pulled in to discuss now? Because I don't.
Yeah, so this time round on the podcast, we're going to be talking about 4K or
Oh yeah.
Blu-ray or even DVD. Which format offers the best value?
Yes, you did tell me that, but my short-term memory is screwed, so I can't remember much that happened 5 minutes ago.
That's all right. I don't know whether this would be a very long discussion, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, just come back after the little intro. Welcome back.
I was on my phone again.
So yeah, 4K or Blu-ray or even DVD, which format offers the best value for money in terms of, I guess, new release or even on the pre-owned market? What do you reckon?
If I give you a definitive answer, is it done then? Is the discussion over and done with? And it'll be like 3 minutes long.
3 minutes, yeah, the shortest podcast. I mean, I can't see this going on for that long. I mean, it's but yeah, we can discuss a little bit.
Well, there's a lot of factors to consider.
Okay,
off the top of my head, I will say I'll go Blu-ray. That's me just giving an answer before delving into a lot of factors contributing to an answer. So will my answer change at the end? I don't know. We'll have to see. So what about yourself? Without going into it, same question to you. Just off the top of your head now, if someone said that to you, what would your answer be?
It's a difficult one because I would say
Don't overthink it. It's an answer now.
Probably the best value I would say is DVD actually.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so now we can get into
it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't put that in the title. I just put 4K and Blu-ray, but I guess we should bring
4K
DVD
Blu-ray
into
snob.
it.
4K Blu-ray snobbery right there.
But no, I think DVD is still relevant for a lot of people.
Of course it is. Of course it is. There's a lot of titles that go to DVD and don't go to Blu-ray. I'm talking about a lot of these cheap films. The type that you do see in Asda films. You never. I picked one up the other day when I was in Asda about Loch Ness or something. It looked like my sort of film, Creature Under the Water. I didn't buy it. It was like £5. But it was something about Loch Ness or something similar to that. But these sort of films you don't see anywhere else. So I think each format has, as you step up a format, you have a decrease in the release amount. Do you know what I mean? So there's far more available on DVD as a whole than what there is on Blu-ray, and there's far more available on Blu-ray than what there is 4K.
I mean, obviously with DVD now being the older format of the three, I mean, it was a huge leap from VHS to DVD because with the DVD you got the commentaries, you got the special features. I know we did get some special feature tapes and this sort of thing with VHS, but the quality improved vastly for DVD.
Did.
You know, and you know, if you're starting off collecting at this point in time, certainly DVD is a you know, you can pick up. Well, I've picked up DVDs for pence. You know, 10, 20, 30 pence each. Okay, yeah, maybe the quality, and it depends. It depends on how old the film is, how old the release is. I mean, even some of the new films that are coming out still on DVD, because they're shot digitally, they still look quite good, even on DVD.
But wouldn't you say that you know, I know you say there's a big leap from VHS quality to DVD quality. Would you not say that there's still a big leap from DVD to Blu-ray quality, with a lesser of a leap between Blu-ray and 4K?
Yes, well, certainly for older films, and the older DVD titles, which probably didn't have the best transfers back in the day. Yeah, there's certainly a huge leap from that to Blu-ray, because obviously you're going from essentially well, not even HD quality to HD on the Blu-ray. Whereas, like I say, some of the modern films that are still being released on DVD, you know, upscaled on a Blu-ray player, they still look pretty good. Certainly, you know, there's less of a jump between a modern film on DVD to Blu-ray. But certainly for the older titles, you know, the one I can think of which immediately springs to mind is the film Black Rain. I mean, on DVD is just awful. You know, I can't even watch it on DVD.
No, whereas, I know. I hadn't seen the film, had I? And I bought the DVD of it, and I got about 5 minutes in and switched it off because it was horrendous. It was one of the worst things I've seen. Then I had to get the Blu-ray. To watch it. I watched it. Yeah, I think I imported the German Blu-ray for that one. Cheapest option, and I watched it like that, and it was good. It was, I didn't regret buying it.
No,
decent film.
No,
but yeah. So yes, sometimes, you know, I mean, at the moment, I'm sat watching. I've been, you know, the past week, I've been watching my old 2.5 Men DVDs, because I've got I haven't got the complete series on DVD, if anyone's wondering, just the Charlie Sheen years. And then I stopped and didn't like it after that. But yeah, I've been watching through seasons of them because it's easy going. And they're fine. You know, they look fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know, everything doesn't have to be crystal clear all the time.
No, like I always say, I'm not going to laugh anymore because it's crystal clear.
Because it's in 4K and the HDR is kicking in.
Yeah, which is what I always say when they release something like, you know, Trading Places on 4K. I've got the Blu-ray. Do I need the 4K? No, I'm not going to laugh anymore because it's in 4K. You know,
absolutely.
I'm going to be watching the same film, and the same can probably be said for those people that are DVD collectors. You know, they're going to laugh anymore between having the DVD and having the Blu-ray.
No. I mean, yeah, I can see your point that probably out of the three formats, certainly for the complete package, picture quality, sound quality, special features, audio commentaries, this kind of thing, Blu-ray probably, I mean, because it's in the middle of the three, it kind of sits in the middle anyway as probably being the best. I mean, you can pick up Blu-rays for £1 now, sometimes less.
Yeah, I mean, you CEX, I've picked up 50p. I've picked up Blu-rays for 50p.
Yeah.
It always amazes me because in CEX, they don't have DVDs below £1.
No.
But yeah, you go to their Blu-ray section and they have, you know, titles there for 50p. I can name, you know, I picked up Jason Statham and Jet Li film The War, 50p. I picked up Smurfs 1 and 2 for 50p ages back. Do you know what I mean? There's 50p
It's strange,
titles.
isn't it? Yeah. Why not just price all the DVDs at 50p, because they're probably going to sell a lot more than
Probably.
a pound.
Mm.
You know, and maybe they need to go even further and just knock them down to 10p, because all they're doing is just sitting on the shelves. Apart from maybe the TV series, they could get away with charging. I mean, there are some DVDs that are still command good prices,
Yeah.
but certainly, certainly TV series I can understand being at that higher price point. But yeah, it's a strange one, that, isn't it? That
It is.
Blu-rays, at 50p, but yeah, I mean, I think again, the other leap that they did with Blu-ray was the fact that the material on the discs is far more scratch resistant.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because obviously with the DVDs, they're very easy to scratch.
Which is a benefit when you're looking at the second-hand market as well. Because,
yeah, absolutely.
You'll get DVDs that are badly scratched and will jump, won't play, freeze, whatever. But less likely with the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had DVDs that you put in, and you'll get halfway through the film and then it suddenly starts to pixelate.
Yeah.
And, you're trying to skip scenes and it just kind of takes you out of the film. And, yeah, that's the big downside to DVD, which, I mean, it still happens with Blu-ray. You certainly, if you get like a smudge or something like that, if you don't clean the disc properly, you can get that pixelation. I've seen it on Blu-ray, but it's far less likely to happen.
Yeah. No, I've had that. And then get the disc out, clean it, put it back in. It's fine. But yeah, so I mean, 4K. I think we with this discussion, 4K I think can be taken out of the equation completely, because 4K is expensive, right? Even your standard discs, you're looking at 15 quid more for a 4K than what you are for a DVD. I think DVDs come out at around a tenner now, price point, brand new. Your Blu-rays are about 15 quid, which is a £5 leap, and then you've got a £10 leap. I mean, I know occasionally you get a £20 4K, but for the most part, new releases are around £25 for a 4K, and that's not going into the territory of your special editions and steelbooks, etc. So I think 4K is the one that offers the least value for money, most definitely, because not only that, you've got to have the equipment to go with it.
Yes.
You've got to have the 4K player, which are expensive in themselves. You've got to have the 4K capable TV. You might want a better sound system because you're stepping into that kind of territory. So there's all that goes with it. But like I said, the leap from Blu-ray to 4K is in some cases marginal.
Again,
case in point is like barbed wire. Right, I will say, because I've got 4K barbed wire. I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't watched it, but I know full well that when I watched the Blu-ray of barbed wire some time ago, and I think my last watch of that was probably with Gareth on a video tasties on a view,
right.
and the Blu-ray looked crisp as anything on my TV. As in, it was like one. I was amazed at how grand that picture quality looked for barbed wire. It was like one of the best things I've been looking at. It could have passed for a 4K in how crisp it was. So yeah, the leap there in some cases isn't too vast. And like you say, the more modern films anyway look great as it is in a lot of cases. So I think that the 4K can be wiped off the conversation, to be honest. I don't know if you agree, but I think that it comes down to the DVD or the Blu-ray. What's the best?
Yes. Yeah. I think
For value.
right.
For value.
I mean, for argument's sake, with me, I just recently picked up Red Sonja, and obviously there was a previous Blu-ray release for that, and then Studio Canal came along and they did a 4K restoration, but they released the Blu-ray version and they released the 4K version.
Yeah, I got the 4K.
You've got the 4K, have
I got the Steelbook one, yeah.
Okay. Now, for me, I watched some reviews on it, and I've heard that even the Blu-ray 4K restoration is a very good picture quality. I looked at now for me, I'm quite interested in the sound side of things. So often you'll find more than often they'll put like the immersive Dolby Atmos or DTS:X soundtrack on the 4K. They can be put onto Blu-ray, but they choose not to because again, it's another selling point for the 4K, or as well as the HDR and the 4K picture, you're getting the immersive soundtrack.
Yeah.
But with this particular release, there's no difference. It's a 5.1 soundtrack on the 4K and on the Blu-ray. So I looked at the price difference between the two. I think the 4K was retailing at, I think it might have been $19.99 when I looked at it. I was looking on Rare Waves, and the Blu-ray was retailing at $9.99 or $9.89 or something like that. Now I had a voucher, so by the time I paid the postage, I think it worked out to be about £4.50 or something like that for the Blu-ray, compared to 20 quid for the 4K. So in my mind, I thought, well, the best value here is the Blu-ray.
Because that, like I say, that Blu-ray is still from the 4K transfer.
Exactly.
Yes. So yeah, there's not much in it.
There's not much in it, and you're saving yourself like half the price. I mean, I know I got a voucher off and all the rest of it, but now if there'd been no Blu-ray available and they'd just done the 4K, comparing it to the previous Blu-ray release, which I'd heard wasn't that much better than the DVD, then you're kind of thinking, well, maybe it's worth the investment in the 4K because I'm getting a huge leap in picture quality. It's all been restored. Maybe the mix is a bit better on the 4K disc. So, it wouldn't have been the Blu-ray option. So therefore, possibly in that situation, you might be getting better value from the 4K in the long term. But yeah, I agree with you. I think ultimately it's probably more down to DVD and Blu-ray because of the price point of 4K. Certainly, I mean, and there are 4Ks now that are a lot cheaper than, certainly on the second-hand market. You are seeing them as little as sort of 4 or 5 quid. But
yeah, I've picked up a fair few 4Ks for £4.
Yeah,
probably half a dozen or so in the past. But the other thing you got to look at is like you mentioned, the special features.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm not. Very rare is a special feature a selling point for me now. Right, in that, when DVD first came about and you had special features, I was like, I was like really right into it. So it's very rare now that something will come along and have specific special features that actually arouse me, for want of a better term, right? Will pique my interest, unless it's a retrospective documentary. That's generally what I'm most interested in. I don't really care about the deleted scenes. Very rare do I watch deleted scenes. I certainly don't watch gag reels. They don't really humour me in any way, shape, or form. And on the newer films, special features are generally puff pieces that have been designed to help try and promote the film.
Mm.
So I like retrospective documentaries because you get that honesty of the hardship of making the film and the problems that, you know, they're happy to share the problems in making and the troubles they had, but they won't at the point of a film coming out
No.
share
Yeah,
that
'cause you don't wanna-
information, as you
no.
know.
You
And
get more of
also,
an honest view of
yeah,
what went on
yeah,
with a
and the
retrospective.
same can be said in, you know, in a lot of um, um, commentaries as well. The best commentaries are the ones that kind of, again, take that kind of nostalgic look back, that retrospective look back, and, you know, I mean, if I was going to cite commentaries, I'd go with the Evil Dead films, commentaries with Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, et al. On those films, because they sit there and they laugh at their own film and they take the mickey out of their own film, and you know, and it's fun. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So for me, really, I mean, I don't really find the special feature side of things now a massive selling point.
No.
And I do
Well, I
find
mean,
also, I will say that, like, I did get the 4K Arrow release of Weird Science, which I didn't think the transfer was very good of.
mm,
And the special features, even though it looks like there's a comprehensive list of stuff on the back, when you actually go into the film and into the menu, it's surprising how little there actually is.
yeah, okay.
It's do you know what I mean? So that's not really a selling point for me. But, you know, if you are into that sort of stuff, I'm sure there's cases where the special features on the Blu-ray, on the DVDs, haven't completely been transferred over to the special features on the Blu-rays.
Yes,
Um,
that has happened, yeah.
so, so if you're a special feature freak, so to speak, for want of a better term, do you then delve that way? You forego the better picture quality for the additional supplemental material that you get on it, because you're not getting that completely on the Blu-ray. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting. Talking about a new release that's coming out, certainly within America, apparently. Dune Part 2 there's a whole list of special features apparently that are only going to be available on the digital version. They're not going to be included in the physical. Now, that's happened before. I believe it was in Star Trek Into Darkness. They did that with, where they pushed the special features via a digital method, and it upset a lot of people because they were feeling like they were missing out on, on content. But it appears that, yeah, they're kind of doing that again. Again, I guess it's to try and attract people to the digital version of the film, which again is being released. I think it gets released this month, whereas certainly in the US, whereas the physical disc I think is getting released in May,
Yeah.
with less special features. So again, they're trying to draw people to the digital version, certainly first.
See, that's another option that you've not considered in this chat, really.
Yes, is the
Is
digital.
physical the better, the value for money?
Yeah.
But I suppose, I don't know, because we're more physical media collectors, aren't we? So digital can kind of be. Yeah, I can't discuss digital because I don't really. I mean, I think it's discussed in special. Yeah, I understand why they're pushing physical, digital, but I do think it's kind of like, well, if you want these special features, you've got to go this way. I don't like that.
I do.
I'm not happy with that.
No. I mean, yeah, talking briefly about digital again, it's not something that I've really got involved in much. I've got like the odd digital film from back in the day when they used to give you the codes and stuff. There's possibly, certainly for people that are maybe working away from home a lot, there's the advantage of a digital version on their phone or tablet that they can access in a hotel room or whatever. That it gives them that sort of value that they're able to, watch something on the go. Me personally, I don't know necessarily would you use it that much, or there's always the concern that the access to be able to watch that is taken away, and it happened in the past. These sites that held these digital versions just stopped. I forget the name of the company. Was it Ultraviolet? I think it was Ultraviolet.
Yes, Flickster. Was it Flickster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that all packed up.
Yeah, because I did at that point. I was, the codes that I would get in, I did build up a library of film in digital, and I never done anything with it. I never transferred it over to anywhere when they shut down, so I lost them all.
Yeah,
not that it bothered me, in because I never used them anyway. But yeah, there is an advantage to that. But what you're doing there is you're still favouring the. Most people, they favoured the physical copy, and then uploaded their code that they get with it. So that but that brings you to another thing. Those codes. How many films get codes in now?
Certainly in the UK, none.
Because because essentially they're giving you that again for free. We're giving you that film again for free digitally. Whereas with our own digital platform, we could sell you it again.
That's right.
Or we could sell you a subscription too, and you can watch the film where you don't see what I mean. So let's stop with the digital, code giveaways, because we're giving away something that we can actually sell again.
But interestingly enough, and certainly for our US viewers, they are still getting digital codes within their Blu-ray and 4K releases. I think now there's
because I do import stuff from the US and do see the codes in there.
They're rejecting necessarily the Blu-ray. It's just the 4K disc and the digital version. You're seeing that starting to happen now, and again that happened with DVD when Blu-ray first came out. They always used to include the DVD disc with the Blu-ray. So again, at that point, it was sort of trying to attract the DVD collectors into the Blu-ray. So you felt like you're getting better value because actually you're getting both versions. And at one point, you were actually getting a digital version on top of that as well.
That's right.
You used to download from the disc. I've still got some of those, which obviously is defunct now. But so yeah, in terms of that, it was trying to appeal to convert people to the new format, feeling like actually you're getting some good value for money here, and that. But yeah, I mean they're obviously still carrying on with it in the US, the digital codes, and I've heard of people that would have certainly in the UK when digital codes first came in, they were actually seeing it as thinking, "What, I can buy this film brand new on Blu-ray. I can download the code, and then I can move on the physical disc, trade it into CEX or sell it on eBay, pretty much get my money back, and I've still got the digital version of the film."
And vice versa to that, because people were. I mean, I myself, I did sell some digital codes.
Yes, I did as well back in the day. Yeah,
to get a small amount of the money back.
Yep. Yeah, I did that as well. Not many, but I did do it with a few.
I started doing that before building my library up. Wish I'd sold them all now, because that, it'd have been worth more to me than a library that I can't access anymore, that just went, that I lost.
Yeah. And also you feel like you're getting, like you say, if you're getting that little bit of money back from it, that's actually making your purchase feel like you've got more value for money out of it.
Yeah. But now you can't sell digital codes on eBay.
Can you not?
No, it doesn't allow you to.
Oh, okay.
You get a
That's
thing. Oh,
interesting.
you're trying to sell a digital code. Yeah, you can't. You can't do it. Stops you
Does
from
that
doing.
apply to games as well? Because I know obviously the game market is very much now. I mean, I don't know. I don't really game, but I know. I mean, can you buy physical discs of games now? Is it all digital? I don't know. I
I
know
think you
your
still buy.
son is still
I think
into
you still
games,
buy
isn't he?
physical, as far as I know. I don't know. I'm not I'm not gaming. I'm not gaming. But all I know is I did try listing the Abyss, the Abyss digital code to eBay, and it
Okay, yeah.
it wouldn't accept it. Yeah.
They wouldn't accept it. Oh, right,
No,
that's
it's like,
interesting then.
yeah, you're trying to sell. It looks like you're trying to sell a digital code. Blah blah blah.
Okay, so they obviously, yeah, cracked down on that. I know, yeah, a few years back you were able to do it, but
But then I think I did put a post onto YouTube, but not you. Yeah, onto YouTube in the thingy bit saying if anyone wants the code, let me know. But I didn't have no takers.
really, that's just surprising because I mean you've got quite a few US viewers, and I mean I think you can do it in the UK, but you have to do it via a VPN or something. I don't know, but it's yeah, that's surprising because I would have thought that I've heard the digital version of the film is still quite good in 4K.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I'm sure it was that film that I put
And
a community
to be
post up.
honest, I mean I don't think that's come back into stock yet in America. The Abyss. I keep my eye on it because obviously I missed out on that one because of the frenzy of everyone picking it up, just the standard version, and now it's kind of completely sold out everywhere. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing it will come
my
back into
post is
stock.
still there, but no one messaged me to say, "Oh, I'll have it."
Oh, okay, right.
Anyone want the US digital code? First come.
Yeah, still not had it.
No,
Well, there we go.
still there. At this as a moment of filming this, it's still available. I think it's still in the back.
Well, any US viewers, if you're interested, contact AJ. And,
Yeah, on just message me on Instagram or Facebook, and if it ain't gone, yeah.
got yourself a code. Cool. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I think we kind of agreed, probably that Blu-ray is probably the the format that
I
probably offers the best overall value.
I think so. That would be my opinion, but I think it's one of those. Is it has it got an? Is it a question without an answer? Is it a question that, like most things, it comes down to the individual,
Yes.
what the individual cares about, pocket wise. I don't think anyone could argue the. Well, it'd be interesting if they could argue the argue a case for 4K being the most. That I'd like to hear that argument if anyone could, stand up and say,
Yeah.
yeah, 4K for this reason, for this reason. I think 4K is overpriced when it's at $24.99. When it's at $19.99, maybe not so much because you have a £5 increase essentially from DVD to Blu-ray, then a £5 increase to 4K. So you've got that sort of equal difference in increment. And then I know you could get into the argument of how much it costs to make and all that sort of thing when you take those costs into consideration. But let's look at some of the Paramount releases. I think it's Paramount. They generally release at around $19.99 a piece, I think, brand new. But majority of 4Ks are at the £24.99. So the question is, why can't you price them at that as well? So you've got to take out of the equation the steelbooks, the special editions, blah, blah. We're talking about standard release, right?
Yeah.
I know that when you get to the special editions, you start getting more in the way of stuff being put onto the discs, etc., etc. But we're talking about, if we're talking just film and not special features, I would say Blu-ray most definitely. Special
Yeah.
features takes it into a different direction because of the fact that DVD had more that weren't, and stuff that wasn't transferred to Blu-ray, etc. And then probably more that's been lost when you get 4K, obviously. But if anyone can argue 4K, for put an argument in place for 4K, I'd love to hear it. I really
Yeah,
would.
absolutely. Yeah. Pop down those comments. Yeah, if you can,
Defend
tell us
4K
why.
as, but ultimately, I think, like I said, it comes down to what people want. You know, you may have people out there who have never seen a Blu-ray, who still just have a DVD player. They don't have a Blu-ray player, so they're not really aware of the difference in picture quality.
Yeah.
So they would argue, and again, it comes down to that as well. Pocket people's, you know, what do people have as disposable
Yes.
income, and what suits them financially? Because, you know, people are in different circumstances, and what works for them like that. But when all is said and done, I would argue, I'd probably put an argument in place for Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think for me, overall, Blu-ray probably offers the best value all round. But equally, DVD has its benefits. 4K has its benefits. Yeah,
they most certainly all have. You know, they. I mean, we know that DVD still has the biggest market share.
Yes.
And that's because of price point, simply down to price point, that sort of thing. You know, if you're buying a Disney title for your kids, why do you care that it's on 4K or Blu-ray?
Yeah.
You'd just, you know, you'd pick up a DVD because the kid's not going to sit and say, "Oh, blimey, that picture quality ain't great, is it?" Do you know what I mean? Get me something a bit better, a bit sharper.
Yeah.
Where's the HD quality? You know, they're just going to sit and watch.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of DVD sales come from. The parents buying for the kids.
Yeah.
When it comes to school holidays and things like that. I'm only making an assumption here. But for, you know, I certainly know that when I was never ever going to step into the realm of 4K. You know, I always said that Blu-ray, I'm going to stay at Blu-ray, and that's it. And then, you know, thingy came about, COVID came about, and that was when it was at the start of COVID when I started venturing into 4K. I mean, I remember, you know, getting I bought a new TV because I'd come into a bit of money. I'd had a little bit of a return on tax from the tax man. And I thought, you know, I want to buy a bigger TV. So I bought a 75-inch TV and the 4K player and all that. And when the TV was delivered, I then came to realise that the stand that I had the TV on wasn't big enough to house the TV, that the legs were further apart than the stand, than the cabinet I had before. So I had to buy a new cabinet, and Argos done the delivery. And Argos was still delivering at this, they were delivering through COVID. And I remember that my missus was ill here when Argos turned up, and they said, "Oh, is there anyone in your house who's got COVID or unwell?" And I was like, no, fine. He's all right, bring it up. I wanted my TV stand, okay? And anyway, so, and then, I ventured into 4K, and I do feel the financial pinch of 4K over Blu-ray. You know, I do notice the increase of money on outgoings for 4K than for Blu-ray.
Yeah. Well, certainly, like you say, with the steelbooks and the special editions, I mean, you know, for a long while, steelbooks were sort of 30 quid, but now they've jumped up to 35. So you're jumping another £5. Well, you're actually jumping £10, aren't you, from a $24.99 release for the same disc or discs, but in a steelbook. You know, and you're not telling me the steelbook costs 10 quid extra to produce. It doesn't.
No.
These things are mass produced.
I've had this argument before. You know, I made this when I don't know if I did. Okay, so the DC animated universe titles, they would release a steelbook for Blu-ray at less than £15.
Wow.
For a steelbook.
Yeah.
And so why can't you, you know, if you can do it for that, if you can produce a steelbook for those titles at that price point, why can't you for your other things?
They want to make more money, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, bigger profit margin.
Yep.
That's
exactly
what it's all down to.
But, you know, they showed it, you know, in my eyes, they've shown the truth on what they can, you know, because they're not going to sell them at a loss.
No.
They're going to sell them at a profit. And I think they like $12.99. I've picked up steelbooks, brand new, $12.99 for the DC stuff.
Yeah. What I've heard, again, I don't know whether these are Blu-ray or 4K, but in America at the moment, Walmart are doing steelbooks at $5, which, what's that, about £3.54 in the UK? GB, you know, sterling. You know, I mean, that just goes to show you how cheap it must be to create a steelbook. The discs must cost pennies to produce. The steelbooks probably cost, I don't know, right. 50p, £1, I don't know.
All right, so
there's a huge profit margin in it, I think.
All right, so I think I might have got my price a little wrong there at $12.99, but for argument's sake, that there was my order for the Catwoman steelbook.
Okay.
And that was a Blu-ray steelbook, $14.99 for a Blu-ray steelbook, and that was 2022. But my point is at 15 quid for a steelbook.
Yeah.
I think the original, that's right. The Amaray was $12.99. The Amaray release, the steelbook $14.99, and this goes for the other steelbooks that they've done as well. So they were selling their steelbooks for $14.99 for an animated movie. You know, the process is the same. The process of making, you know, okay, the cost of making an animated DC film compared to a theatrical production is different, but the manufacturing costs of all that, of giving you a DVD and Blu-ray in that, are the same as standard films giving you the same, but yet they're about, you know, however much more in cost.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could possibly say in defence, possibly as the market is shrinking, the print runs are a lot smaller. So therefore, maybe the costs, the manufacturing costs are increasing to a degree, but whether they're increasing
but we're still talking up until recently.
Right.
The past two DC films have only been released, or the one that's coming soon, and the one prior, which was the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, which end the whole DC animated universe thing. They've only been released in this country on a 4K steelbook. That's it, right? But prior to that, the films that were coming, whenever it was a steelbook, so not going back too far, still $14.99. Okay. While everything around them were, you know, that much more.
Interesting.
So it's it just goes to show. But I think we've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, have we not?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll hand it over to the audience now. So, you know, what's your take on this? Like AJ said, you know, if you could defend 4K and say no, that's the best value, it would be interesting to hear your thoughts in the comments as to why.
Like I said, I don't think is there a wrong or right answer? Probably not.
No,
it's down to the individual. But I'd like to hear defence I'd like to hear defence for DVD as well.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, certainly, yeah. Defense for either that we're, because I say Blu-ray, I'll argue Blu-ray. Do you agree or not agree?
Yep.
Defend the others for me.
Yep.
But you're wrong. No, you're not wrong. There's no wrong. There's no right or wrong.
No.
But I'm right.
But it's interesting to hear thoughts and opinions.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we'll leave it there.
But we'll be back in 2 weeks, won't we, with another something?
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
I think I've got one more planned. But
Just surprise me on the day. Just surprise me on the day.
More ideas flowing through all the time. And so, I hope you're enjoying these podcasts. As I say, I've got a podcast playlist. So go back and have a look at some of the previous discussions we've had. If you've not checked out any of these before, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. It'd be great if you could do that. And give us a thumbs up as well on the podcast. Really appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, we will.
Take care all. Goodbye.
See you later.